Well, good Friday morning to you. Trucker Todd here, and it's time for another video. All right, folks, I know it's hard to believe, but I've already been at Swift Transportation for 30 days, and I've got a lot to share with you as we do this 30-day review, including my new Swift shirt, my new Swift hat, all that good stuff. I just spent a day and a half in Phoenix at their headquarters. I want to tell you about that. I want to tell you about my 30-day impressions about Swift so far, what I like, even what I don't like. Yes, that's right. There's something I don't like while I was in Phoenix. I got to address it with them, and I'll tell you what their response was. And I'll tell you this too, I think their response says a lot about the company too. So, for those of you that's really been wondering what it's like at Swift Transportation, stay tuned. I'm going to try to hit all the bases in this one. We're going to have to do follow-up videos, though, about their terminals and the staff and things like that, because you guys know I like to keep these videos 10 to 15 minutes, and I can't be fair to any department or any people in such a short time with so much to cover. So all next week we're going to hit it hard, but today I just want to give you kind of the 30,000 foot view of what I think so far. But before I do that, give this video a thumbs up, share it on your social media platforms, look below the video, make sure that you're still subscribed, wait a few seconds, click that bell notification, and that way you'll receive notifications when future videos come out. There's also a deal down there called Super Thanks. If you're wanting to donate, say $2 or $3 to the channel, it's got the option to do that. If you're interested in applying at Swift Transportation, I recommend going through Michelle. Her information is pinned at the top of the comments, and it's also in the description with a lot of other great information. I'd encourage you guys to check that out. It talks about the intro music we're about to play and all of that. A lot of times the questions I get asked can be answered if you look down in the description below. So without any further ado, let's fire up the music and get into today's subjects. Here we go.
And this is why I do this, why I'm out here, why I keep that hammer down, flying by these road signs with home on my mind, with these wheels turning round, for my family and for my kids, for this life I wanna live. And this is why I do this.
Alrighty, we're back. So, as I mentioned in the intro, I've been at Swift now for, by the time you're seeing this video, 31 days. And I'll tell you from the get-go, it's nothing like what I thought it would be. Nothing at all. I expected a large company like this to be real impersonal and not really care, just be a number. And I haven't experienced that so far. You know, one of the comments that I heard a guy make and it was one of the senior level management make at Swift while I was in Phoenix was, we only have two types of people working here. We have drivers and we have driver support. And he said, I don't care what their job is here, they're either driver or driver support. And I found that to be true in the attitudes of the people I dealt with in Phoenix. I didn't just meet people, I got out. One thing Swift does is have a spare tire they mount on the back of your truck. That way if you have a blowout on the trailer, they've already got a spare tire there. I didn't have one. The terminal I picked my truck up at was out of them, so I got one in Phoenix. The guys in the tire shop were great. Also, there was a problem with my refrigerator not having any shelves and not being able to order the shelves. I was prepared to go to another trucking company, I know the owner, and see if maybe I could buy some shelves out of one of his bad refrigerators. Or we actually have a truck, wrecking yard in Lubbock, Texas. I was going to see if maybe I could purchase some shelves out of there. And, Swift was real upbeat about it. They were like, hey, we want you happy with your truck. We'll either put the shelves in there or we'll replace your refrigerator. Either way, you're leaving here with shelves. And I said, great. And so they ended up putting a new refrigerator in. And then some of my stickers, my Swift stickers, were peeling. They went ahead and replaced all of those. And the one cabinet door up there that wasn't staying closed, they went ahead and fixed that. They did all of that on their dime, didn't charge me anything. And it just goes to show, now granted I'm within that 30 days, but they never even checked that. It just goes to show that they're real driver focused. They're trying to do the right thing, the ethical thing. And I was really grateful. I didn't go in there with any expectations of entitlement or anything like that. I just kind of went in there and said, hey, is there anything we can do about this? And they bent over backwards to help me. And I'm really grateful for that. So I was super impressed with them. And the shop, this was at like 2:30 in the afternoon. And they closed at 3:30. And the shop foreman said, hey, we're going to get this fixed for you, Todd. He said, I'm going to put 2 guys on your truck and we'll have it ready by 3:30. Well, I had a meeting to go to meet with some people, so I wasn't going to be there. He said, hey, we're going to lock your truck. We'll hide the keys. Have you got a spare key? I said, yes. So he parked my truck out there, locked it with the keys hidden. I was able to get my truck after hours. I mean, they just went above and beyond. Another thing I want to talk about is terminal fuel. I have experienced very big discounts getting fuel at the terminals. Now, not so much on the DEF, but definitely on the diesel. I'll give you an example. Today, I bought diesel at the Phoenix terminal, and I paid, I believe it was $4.85 a gallon. And comparable truck stops all around there, $5.60, $5.69. And so I saved a substantial amount of money getting diesel at the terminals. Oftentimes, they've got super nice amenities, and we'll talk about those in a second. But it's a great place to park. It's safe. It's inside a secure gate. You're not going to have to worry about somebody siphoning diesel out of your truck or trying to steal your load or things like that. So oftentimes I'll fuel at a terminal because I get the great savings, and then I'll go ahead and spend the night there, get my showers there, things like that. You can see if you look to the top up here above me, I've got towels up there, and they've got free laundry facilities at the terminals. Let's talk about the terminals real quick. We don't have a lot of time left for this video. At the Phoenix terminal, they've got let's call it a cafe called the Jake Break. And my wife and I ate there twice during the day and a half we were there. We found very reasonable prices and really good food. My wife had a breakfast burrito this morning that she was really, really impressed with. And for those that don't know, she's a super picky eater, so that was impressive. She's laughing. I had an omelet that was awesome. Yesterday, I had an Oklahoma burger. It was great. And she had tacos, and they were really good. The taco meat, whatever they seasoned it with, was great. It was so good. She's like, hey, Todd, you got to try this. It's really good. So it's real nice. The only thing wrong with it, if we have to get technical, get in the weeds, it closes at 2 o'clock every day. It'd be great if it was open till 5 or 6 o'clock. You guys might remember I was at the Memphis terminal during driver appreciation, and I didn't get to try the cafe there because they were renovating it, but they had barbecue for driver appreciation that was outstanding. Now, let's talk about some other things about this company. I want to talk about the inspection bays at the fuel island in Phoenix. I was used to companies, and my previous couple of companies I worked for, they didn't have that. But I worked for, let's just call it a large mega carrier in Springfield, Missouri that hauls reefer products. I think we all know who I'm talking about. their inspection bays were intense. It was combative. They would plug things into your truck. They'd pull downloads. Oh, you had overspeeds, you had this, you had that. Now granted, this was 20 years ago. Now I'm sure they just look at the dash cams. Swift was not that way. When I pulled in their inspection bay, and a lot of their terminals don't have it, the Phoenix one does, they went over everything. They were fast. By the time I got done fueling, they were done. They found a defect on my trailer, on my empty trailer that I had missed, and they red tagged it to get it fixed. And I want to talk about that in a minute too. But the guy was courteous, friendly. I told him it was my first time there. He told me some ins and outs about the pumps to have the best situation. That pump 6 there, he said, is timed on like a 15-second timer, and if you don't get your pump started within 15 seconds, it shuts off. He told me, and it may be all the pumps. I was on pump 6, and he told me about that one. But he told me to go ahead and get my nozzle in the tank, so as soon as I got it turned on, I could run over there and kick the pump real quick. And I really appreciated that information. He was a nice guy. We were talking while he did the inspection. I was showing him concerns I had and things like that. So it was a real positive experience that honestly I had never experienced at an inspection bay before. And that was my first interaction with the Phoenix terminal since 1997. So we're off to a great start with all the shops there that I dealt with the inspection bay, with the amenities inside. They've got a theater there. They've got a really, really nice gym room. I don't have a clue what that thing costs to build, but it's very, very nice. They have a game room where you can take your game console in there and play games. They've got really nice gamer style chairs in there. They've got a driver retention guy in there. I didn't get a chance to talk to him, but if you've got a concern and you don't know who to go to, you can go in there and talk to him, and he'll try to work out your issues. I did take a shower there. The showers were similar to the ones at a truck stop, but much cleaner. And we had endless hot water. I mean, it would boil your skin if you wanted it to. So the showers were great. Honestly, they were so good I didn't want to come out of it. I'd probably still be in there if I could be. So just one thing after another, and this tells you a lot about a company right here, because these are all things that they don't have to do, that a lot of companies don't do. And the fact that these things cross their mind means that they care about their drivers and they want their drivers to be happy. And so a couple of more things I want to touch on. I really wanted to do, at the previous companies I worked at, I always did videos showing the terminals. I found that super difficult to do at Swift, and I'll tell you why. The Phoenix terminal is 152 or 155 acres. It is enormous. It consists of at least 11 buildings. I know this because I was in building 10 and 11, and I believe 9 most of the time. And so there's at least 11 buildings, possibly more. And when I asked, the body shop's at the far back corner of the facility, and the driver's lounge is at the far front corner, kind of. And I said, how far is it to the body shop? And they said 155 acres. And I thought they were joking. No, that's a hike. And it was 108 degrees. Fortunately, I was able to get a golf cart ride going out there when they were doing the refrigerator and stuff. And then my wife and I got this great idea. We'd try to walk back. We made it about halfway. Somebody saw us cooking in the sun and picked us up in a golf cart and took us back up to the front. Did they have to do that? No. But again, it's the kind of courtesy and respect for the driver that I saw the whole time I was there. I didn't expect that, and it was a welcome change. Let's talk about miles. I've been here right at 30 days now. I've done a little over 10,000 miles. Keep in mind, I went home for a week, and I took a 34-hour break at the house. Also took another 34-hour break out on the road. So I could have easily done 11,000 miles a month, and I think they've got the miles. I've only experienced 2 times where I sat. Once was in Idaho for one night, and then I took a 34-hour in Southern California, and that was in the very beginning of me starting here. Since I've learned how to kind of navigate their stuff a little better, I'm not having that problem anymore. I'm doing really, really well. The income has actually been better than I expected. I figured I'd make 18 to 2200 a week, and I've found that you can make 25 to 2800 a week. I'm not going to call it easy. You got to work, you got to watch your numbers and things like that, but it is something that is attainable. It's not like these companies that, you know, promise you, oh, you'll make 200,000 a year, and then when you get there you make 50,000. It's none of that. It's all up to you. And people have asked me about availability of freight here. I would tell you it's here, but you have to be hungry. And what I mean by that is, if you deliver a load and you don't have another one, this is an enormous company, and you've got to call and ask for loads sometimes. Hey, what have you got? I'm here, I'm empty. And you got to remember, they're people too. Just like you don't want to be talked disrespectful to, they don't either. And if you call them and talk to them correctly, as I do, and as I try to help you guys do, I've found that they find something. I'll give you an example. You know, I told you they red tagged that trailer when I got to Phoenix. Well, when I got this other load, I said, hey, I need an empty. In less than 5 minutes, they had me an empty located. And guess what? This was the shocker. When I got to the place they sent me to get an empty, there was actually empties there. And I don't mean 1 or 2, probably 10 or 12, maybe more. I'm so sick of companies that I've worked for previously say, yeah, go here and look for an empty, and you go there and there's nothing. All right, go here and look for an empty, and you go there and there's nothing. And it's nice that Swift knows where their trailers are. It's nice that they know what they have available, and it's nice that they respect the driver's time. So what do I not like? And what was Swift's response when I told them about it? Well, and I'm really getting nitpicky and in the weeds here. The one thing that I didn't like, that I told them about it, was I felt like that even for owner-operators, there should be some type of onboarding / orientation process. Because when I got my truck, and you can go back and watch the videos, I was as lost as a baseball in a wheat field. They told me nothing. And I said, man, if I didn't have all this experience, sorry, I'm losing my voice. I said, if I didn't have all this experience, this would have been overwhelming and really frustrating. I called my friend James. He walked me through a lot of stuff. My OOC didn't really have a lot to give me. He said, call James. And then my recruiter, Michelle, helped me a lot. Had I not had that support base, it would have been really frustrating. And let's be perfectly honest. Some recruiters are better than other recruiters. Some fleet managers or OOCs or whatever you want to call them are better than others. I have a great one right now. You guys have heard me talk about him. I'm sure in these upcoming videos we're going to talk about him some more. So I mentioned this to Swift, and guess what? Coming up very soon, they're not going to call it orientation, but they are going to have an owner-operator onboarding process of some sorts, maybe a couple hours or whatever, where they're going to give you that basic information you need to be successful out here. I got to tell you, I think it's genius. It's going to help with driver retention. It's going to help with a lot of things, because guys get frustrated and quit all the time. We know it, not just here, but at every company. And I think this is going to take a lot of stress off the driver and make it that much easier to hit the ground running. So I'm going to wrap this video up. If you guys want to hit the ground running, give Michelle a call. Tell her you've been watching Trucker Todd. And if she doesn't answer, leave her a voicemail. I know some of you, if you want somebody right away, you're going to call the 800 number you get off the internet. If you get somebody else, give them my truck number, 222-999, or tell them Trucker Todd. Most of them have met me or know who I am, and they'll be able to get you on the road to a great career you can be proud of. All right, folks, have a great weekend. We'll be back with Monday. We'll be back on Monday with some more information about Swift that I've learned during my first 30 days here. You guys have a great weekend. Bye-bye.